Okay, so let's really take a quick look at the differences between Framer WordPress and something like Card in 90 seconds. So if somebody posted something today, a Framer designer who's very talented, does very well, saying something to the effect of, if you're still using WordPress in 2024, you may want to check your MySpace account as well, or something sort of pejorative about, folks who are still using WordPress relative to Framer. And again, this guy posted this on X this morning, and I actually left a comment on that post. Not that I'm an expert on any of these platforms, but I do have a lot of experience actually using these platforms for, publishing real platforms, not doing design work. So here is why I think this is actually a false or fugazi sort of comparison. If you want to publish a WooCommerce or a e-commerce style a platform, if you want to make money selling products, and you're looking at doing that either for yourself or for clients. I know some of you are doing this work for yourselves. Others are for clients. You can't actually do that on Framer yet. You have to actually do the fulfillment process through Gumroad or Lemon Squeezy or one of these other analogs, right? You have to use a separate platform to process payments. There are some, products out there now. There's something called Framer Auth, which is like a membership style site that integrates with Framer, or membership style like extension or plugin or, override, whatever they're called, that integrates with Framer, but still requires Lemon Squeezy to actually sell the products. So WooCommerce as an alternative to that, idea-wise, actually is a completely contained, self-contained e-commerce platform. You can start selling products on WordPress using a free plugin, WooCommerce, immediately, right? There's no external integration required. There's no extra, you don't need to add anything onto the experience. That is very, very valuable in the fullness of time. If you're interested in speed, if you're working with clients and folks who want to sell their products and may not understand why they need to actually use Gumroad 2 or use Lemon Squeezy 2 or use WeTransfer or, any of the other sort of external integrations. The other real thing to consider if you're comparing WordPress and something like Framer, which I don't, again, think is a fair comparison. I think WordPress is much more analogous to Shopify, especially for e-commerce. And I'd say a closer cousin would be Ghost, which I also use and love. You can see sjlist.com is a Ghost-based site that we're working on in the summer of 2024. Ghost is great, but again, it doesn't also have the built-in e-commerce functionality that WordPress does by dint of its WooCommerce integration. So Framer is also a bad comparison because of the hosting costs. You can publish a shit ton of these, Framer.domain style sites, like Framer, .website or your site.framer, media, or, they have all these different sort of subdomains that you can use. But if you actually want to, and that's great, it's free. And I love Framer. I'm a huge Framer addict. It's a lot of fun for someone like myself, who's a non-designer, to actually be able to do really cool things design-wise, right? But from the standpoint of apples and oranges, like if you're comparing, real products that you're publishing in the world as a non-designer, not someone who's selling design, someone who's selling products, selling services, getting clients who are, sort of interested in monetizing their own products and services. You can't, you have to pay for Framer hosting on a custom domain. So if it's yoursite.com on Framer, you're going to pay whatever it may be, $25 a month, and it could be more contingent upon how big your project is. On WordPress, as an example, I have 20 plus WordPress installations as part of my business. So I have 20 sites that I can run, publish, iterate, delete, change, like all through Pressable, which is a managed WordPress hosting company. I have a partner who has like another 100 or so of these sites available to us if we need them. And that's through a different WordPress managed hosting company. And it's much cheaper to like I can publish a WordPress site with WooCommerce enabled and have it live branded to my own domain in literally 10 minutes. I mean, it's really that easy. On Framer, you can design the site and actually have it live and, and all that good stuff on a Framer subdomain. But it's actually to get that to be a published product in the world, a published platform, let's say, with a client URL or your own URL, you're going to have to pay per site each and every iteration of a new project that you publish. And that can be cost prohibitive, unless you're really, really, working with higher end clients or you have an unending, limitless budget of your own. I have probably 100 and some odd Framer projects published. If I was paying for those to be on a custom domain, it would be a fortune to pay for that every month. On WordPress, it's not. It may be a couple $100 writ large for all those sites on WordPress. And again, the fact that I can sell products immediately directly from WordPress and I cannot do that on Framer, I need to have a Gumroad integration. And you can see, if you go to mindfulmarketplace.gumroad.com, we have a significant amount of products on Gumroad, but still I would prefer, all things being equal, to do all this on WooCommerce, not on Gumroad, where I pay 10% of every sale to Gumroad, right? Whereas WooCommerce, I don't. So the last little piece of this is Card, and Card is, to my eye, the absolute easiest way to get really highly functional landing pages and, really cool looking, all sorts of different sorts of portfolios and projects and, profile, like Linktree style alternatives. You can publish stores on Card. You can do all of that stuff, but you still need, if you're selling products, you still need that extra integration, much the way Framer requires. So you still need Gumroad. You still need some external link to fulfill your e-commerce, or your customer's e-commerce journey. But Card is so damn cheap that you can literally have, again, I have something like, and I have less this year as I record this in 2024 than ever before, because I have started to move some of this stuff to Framer, but I still have my own account, which I think has 50 Card occurrences, and I have a partner again who has the same thing. I think he has 100. I used to have 100 or 200 of my own, and this other person had a similar amount with his business as well, and we do a lot of collaboration, making this very easy to scale hundreds of Card sites very, very quickly, if we so desired. So, and Card also allows you, like Framer, to publish on your own domain, or on their domain, so a card.co domain, but they also allow you to publish on your own domain for no extra cost. So when you're comparing, Framer versus Card, in that context, Card comes out victorious because, the sites are not going to look quite as fancy. They're not going to have quite as many very cool animations and moving parts and all that stuff. But in terms of just pure, simplicity, if you're selling landing pages that are designed to build newsletters, or you're selling profile.me alternatives or analogs, and you're a designer, to my eye, Card is like the no-brainer, pick of the litter or of the lot, right? So, those are just some thoughts. Ostensibly most of this I'm recording for authors and entrepreneurs who are writing books and selling digital downloads in the summer of 2024 and beyond. But this applies to everybody, right? So, if you're a designer and you're just getting started, which again, I'm not a good designer, but I know how to sell design. And if you are a designer looking to really scale up your business in the summer, I would go with Card or WordPress over Framer as my paid solutions. And then I would, as you get more clients and as you get more sort of, attention from a specific niche, market, vertical, industry, or whatever, who may want more sophisticated, more beautiful sorts of sites, then I would start making, the move into Framer, because that's certainly, a much easier way of designing like an amazing looking website. I mean, I'm colorblind. I'm a bad designer. Like it's certainly not my gift, but I've been able to buy some templates for Framer and design some very cool things that actually look really good. And if you didn't know that they were templates and, that it was already kind of set up for me, you would actually think I know what the hell I'm doing with respect to designing beautiful stuff, which I kind of don't. Anyway, teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. If you're interested in this free newsletter, which I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing with this. I'm just kind of experimenting with Substack. You can check out atinybook.substack.com. I think that's what it is. I'll put a link in our community notes. I will also post this on YouTube, and I will post a link to that there as well. And again, even if you're not writing a book or that sort of thing, there's going to be a lot of advice for selling digital downloads and selling courses and digital content, creative, planners and all sorts of stuff like that, or ebooks, or, whatever it may be. So, check that out if you're interested, and let me know the sorts of things that you'd like me to cover. It's free right now, the newsletter. That may change over the summer, contingent upon, what kind of products or programs that I offer through there as part of the free membership. But for right now, I'd be super grateful if you check it out and leave me questions or comments about the sorts of content you'd like to see. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. I appreciate you listening as always, and have a wonderful day.